What's up, guys and gals, and welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today in the world of indie games, we're going to be taking a look at Kynseed, and there's actually kind of a reason for that. We covered this game about 9-10 months ago, and this is a game that's barking up the Stardew Valley tree, but it's made by some of the old developers of Fable, some of the guys from Lionhead after Lionhead closed off. And so anyways, this game's been in development for like a really, really long time, and I sort of noticed something while I was checking out the 1.0 update. I was getting achievements, and while I was getting achievements, I was getting like really common achievements, like finish the blacksmithing tutorial. And I noticed that only like 1% of people that own the game had completed like the blacksmithing tutorial, and so it came to mind that maybe people don't know that this game is out. Maybe they don't remember that it exists. And so anyways, the 1.0 for Kynseed is now out and available. You can play the game if you've got it inside of your library. I will have a link for you down below in the description so that you can check the game on out and see if it's the right thing for you or pass. And plus, we're going to be playing for about 30 minutes here today to help cement that. Down there, you'll also find a link to my Discord and my Twitch stream, just in case you wanted to hang out live. I'll try to do a live stream of this game at some point over the coming week. Check out my Discord. I'll ping it when I go live. You be free to hit me up, too, and just go through there and be like, hey, when are you planning on streaming this? And I will do my best in order to answer that question for you. But anyways, let's dive on in. What is Kynseed? Kynseed is like Stardew Valley. That's pretty much it. It's Stardew Valley. It's got a beautiful pixel art style. However, the game also allows you to engage in mercantile type things, and it's also got a life cycle type mechanic to it. So what I mean by that is just like in the Fable games, you can actually buy all the shops in town. And on top of that, the core mechanic to this game is that your character starts out as a child that's been adopted after your parents mysteriously disappear, and you've come to live with your uncle. Your character has a life cycle. They will grow up, they will get old, they will have children, and they will actually die. And when you die, your kids take over, and the game continues on for as long as it takes you in order to get the challenges and things done, which I actually think is a very, very interesting, sort of heartfelt, warm way to run a game. A little bit sad, maybe. A little bit sad, but also, you know, a little bit happy in its own way. Today I have a quest to go and check out the notice board. They're still tutorializing. I've played the game for about an hour and a half prior to the recording of this video, just to get a little bit further on in than we were the last couple times I checked out the game, where I went from the beginning. But there are things at the beginning that are a little bit different from the last time we covered the game. Not enough, though, for me to kind of go from the beginning again. Ooh, this guy... Apparently, he lost his binding marriage band in Crumbled Chalk Mine. He's going to be in trouble. I'll help him out with that. Right now, my character is a kid, and I've got a couple of quests that my uncle gave me to just familiarize me with the game. So I've got to feed the pig. I actually don't know where the pig is at. The pig is not inside the pen, which is a little bit worrying. But other than that, we need to water a growing crop. We've got chores because we're a kid, and for doing our chores, we get small amounts of money. Nothing life-changing, but enough for you to, like, buy tools and things of that nature. On top of that, I think he wanted me to go down... Actually, he said he had nothing for me to do today. He wanted me to go down to the pig market and take a look and see what people are selling, but in all honesty, I've got enough tasks laying around that I think I'd rather work on those tasks. So what I'd like to do, actually, is introduce you to the crafting system here today. I'd like to learn how to blacksmith, and I've been blacksmithing a little bit, but I'd like to show you what that looks like, because I personally feel like the mining and the blacksmithing and the crafting in this game are pretty cool. Like, they've got full-on mini-games for all the crafting systems. So let me see if I can track down a way in which we can get into a mine, and in fact, there's a mine right here behind the blacksmith's house. Who would have guessed? So inside the mine right now, I'm going to do my best to kind of light things up and see if we can find anything good. There shouldn't be any threats inside the mine. This game does have an absolutely fabtabulous soundtrack. I like it a lot. Some of it sounds like something that Art Garfunkel would have put out a long time ago. But everything is sufficiently moody or bright or upbeat, depending on what you're doing. It definitely sounds like that thing. You can level up your crafting skills, and you can get better at them. These right here are tin ores, and so I'm going to do my best to go ahead and grab as much tin ore as I possibly can while I'm down here, because I plan to make money today as a mining magnate. There's also a cooking minigame that you can do where you can cook the various foods and things that you find around. Let's see here. Put an apple in the fairy ring, and rot it will like the darkest things. You find like these little pieces of paper around that have like children's rhymes on them. I don't know if they're relevant or if they actually do things as of right now, but I've been keeping an eye on them and sort of cataloging them in my head. We did get a decent amount of ore there, and it looks like the mine actually comes out in the burial grounds, which is a map that I haven't yet been to. I haven't figured out what these little stones do right here, but when you stand on them, they do like a spooky vignette thing along the edges, so I assume they've got runes around them too, so I'm guessing they interact with some kind of task or thing you can do over the course of the game. There are also little mini tasks you can do in every single zone. Stuff like finding the map stones. If you find all the map stones, you'll see here, it only reveals basically line of sight for right now, but if we find all the map stones, it'll actually fill this all in. There's also goddess shrines. The goddess shrines allow you to fast travel in exchange for an apple, and you can fly around the map at like warp speed. In fact, this is a goddess stone right here. You can also give offerings to the goddess in order to get buffs and debuffs depending on how much the goddess likes you. You can meet various town folk around. But now that I've got my ore, I kind of want to go back and blacksmith. So let's go back and blacksmith, and I'll show you how that works. And it's actually the full blacksmithing experience. All right, so here's the blacksmith shop. And if we want a blacksmith, all we got to do is come over here and rent the blacksmithing equipment. So yes, I'll rent it. And really, how much money you make out of blacksmithing is going to really depend on how well you do in the minigame. Unfortunately, all of the tin ore we got is really low quality, so I'm going to have to, like, knock it out of the park here. So first, we got to stoke the flames by clicking the mouse button and making sure the coals get hot until we can fill the mold. Oh, now that the mold's been filled, we've got our sickle pattern. Now we got to drop it over the heat, and we're going to do a minigame where we try to land on the green. Oh, so close. I don't know if it gave me credit for that one. Now, oh, nope, I missed. Now we got to do this little mini game right here. There we go, and we're looking for perfect strikes. I think I did a bad job on this one. I don't think that we're going to get 35 durability. I think the max you can get is 50, so I don't think we're doing a good job right now. Now we got to cool the metal down. There we go. We hit that one, so that's nice. A little bit of extra durability there. Now we've got to sharpen. All right, we sharpened one side. And we sharpened the other side. We knocked that one out of the park, so 100% sharpness. Let's see how we did. We got a 3-star. That's not terrible. Your items in this game, they do have durability, and they do break down over time, so sometimes keeping a spare for yourself can be a decent idea, just in case your tool breaks while you're down in a dungeon or something like that. This game does feature combat, but I haven't gotten to it yet, so I can't really speak on the combat as of right now. But I assume ooh, that was a good one right there. I assume the combat is going to be similar to what you see in something like Stardew Valley. There we go. Get the goods in there. Get a perfect right there. Perfect right there. Perfect right there. And a good right there. Still, I think I did better than oh, I thought 55 was the best you could do on that. Okay, apparently I was wrong. Ooh, missed that one, though, by a little bit. Feels bad, but the durability's already maxed out, so it's not really going to matter. Let's go ahead. Oh, that sucks. Let me try to get the other side first. I'm about to mess up the sharpening. Yep, I was going to say. There we go. You got to go a little bit early on the sharpening. When you've just got those tiny strips left right there, it can be very, very difficult. Let's see how we did. 3 stars again. And so that's what the blacksmithing looks like. I absolutely adore that little mini game right there. I find it to be a lot of fun and very, very immersive. I'd like to sell off some of my sickles. We'll get 7 for each, so we broke even. Not a terrible day's work, especially for a kid. I mean, making 4 copper is usually what I make for an entire day worth of running errands for people, so that's not so bad. And then this guy dropped it in the Crumble Chalk Mine. I actually don't know where the Crumble Chalk Mine is. I would guess that it's probably that place right there. But honestly, I haven't explored the map, and the map is quite large. These are the combat areas. They are marked with little swords on top. But combat's not the only thing you're going to be doing in this game. There's all kinds of tasks. You've got farming with your own family. You've got cooking over here in Candlewich Cottage. You've got blacksmithing here in town. You've got lumberjacking or something up inside this area. And so, like, there's a bunch of stuff that you can fiddle around with. It feels like a fairly well thought out game. Let's go ahead. And I guess, did I do all the tasks that I needed to do for the day? It keeps raining, so I can't do the water the crop chore, unfortunately. Like, raining keeps topping off all my... It's happened like... That lady's got a kitty riding on her head. If they've got a star above their head, it means you haven't met them yet. Wait, my cats are peering into your soul to determine if you can be trusted, and congratulations, they aren't clawing your eyes out, which means... you passed. Well, I'm glad to hear that. Thank you for saying so. There's also message boards that you can mess around with in towns that give you little bounties and extra tasks to play around. Actually, I made some money. I should look into what I can buy with my money because I'm actually sitting on some cheddar stacks right now. Like, for a kid, having like 35 bronze or brass or whatever the basic coin is, actually kind of a big deal considering I get paid 1 allowance per day. 1 brass per day as an allowance to buy things. There's a tin shovel over here. There's a recipe for farmer's stew. There's a ball. There's some flour. What do we have over here? A glass jar. There's a dog named Sausage that I can buy. A slingshot, a candied hare, a candy squirrel, a Druida effigy. Okay. There's nothing here that, like, I feel like is jumping out to me like I need to have this right now, except for the shovel. So I guess I'll go ahead and take the shovel for the moment. I'd like to go to the blacksmith shop, too, and see if maybe I can learn. Oh, yeah, there's also alchemy. You can do apothecary stuff if you want to. Totally forgot to bring it up. I haven't met everybody in town yet. I'm just going to shove my way to the front of the line here. I would like to buy things from you. It looks like he sells a shovel mold. I could have made my own shovel. All right, well, I'll get the shovel mold for right now. And then we will head back on out, and I will meet you when we get back to our house. If you're wondering what this is in the top right-hand corner, it's a dandelion clock. I get the feeling you can buy a clock later on in the game, but for right now, dandelions in this game have a life cycle of 12 hours, and so you actually have to pick your own clock every single day. So you find a dandelion that's around the map somewhere, and you just pick it up, and 12 hours from when you picked it, you'll have a rough idea of what time it is. That doesn't sound that helpful, except that you go to bed at 11 o'clock and you get up at 6 a.m. every single day, and so what I try to do is I try to pick a dandelion first thing, like the moment that I wake up, so that I know I'm almost at 6 p.m. or whatever else. It takes a little bit of extrapolation, but, like, it works. It works. Now that we're back inside of our farm, I don't know if I have any crops to pick up. We've already got crop plots. Unfortunately, they're preset. You can't really do anything about that. We got a couple of bad grade carrots, I suppose. I've never been like my sisters over here. Working on a farm isn't so bad, but there's still no way I'm going into that pig pen. You lost that coin toss the first day we got here, and I'm not switching chores. All right, I don't even see the pig, though. The piggy wasn't... Oh, maybe the pig has to be brought out from somewhere else. I gotta feed the pig. I will feed the pig one of my low-quality blueberries. There we go. I don't feel like a blueberry is gonna be enough to keep a pig happy, but, like, I tried. I'm gonna pick the orchard, too. Oh, we got a nice pear right there. That's good. Might bring in a little bit of money or be useful for a quest. Grab some apples, because the apples appear to be the currency of the gods. And so, like, everything that has to do with god-tier interactions seems to take... What's inside of here? I don't know. I guess I could go down into the mine and get a little bit more tin. I think there's a mine behind our house, too. Yeah, indeed there is, and I don't think I've hit this one just yet. I think I grabbed like 1 tin while I was down here, and then I just kind of moseyed along. Oh, we got a tier 1 tin ore right there. What else we got happening? Nothing down in here. Thought that stick on the ground looked kind of bloody for a second. Well, I guess there's nothing down this way. We're going to have to look in a different direction. There's different mines. You'll get different keys for different mines as you get further on into the game. I don't know what those scary-looking Leshy statues are. I just don't go near them. They creep me out. My grandparents had one of those on their wall when I was a kid, made out of, like, wood that somebody had carved from, like, burl. And to this day, I have no idea what it's supposed to be. But it looked literally like the thing on the wall in this game. So, like, I assume that it's some kind of piece of lore or something that I was just unaware of. Rainfish are always fond of lazily sleeping in any old pond. Okay. Can I forge down here? We found a blacksmith forge, but it doesn't look like there's an interactivity point. There is a key you can press called F3 that will light up everything interactable in an area. It's one of those niche things that, like, most of the time you don't need it because the game's done a pretty good job sort of making it obvious what things can be interacted with and what things cannot. But occasionally there's, like, a thing that sneaks past me when I'm in an area that F3 has revealed. So maybe it's a good idea to be aware. Oh, God. Okay, it's coming down sideways out here. A candy squirrel. Squirrels dipped in luscious candy make a friendship very handy. Is it like an actual dead squirrel that they've encased inside of candy? Because that does not sound appealing to me. Like, if you try to give me that as, like, a treat or as, like, a token of your friendship, I'm going to be like, what kind of psycho takes a dead squirrel and then covers it in molten candy and is like, yep, this'll do for a friendship? No, absolutely not. You bring me something normal. Bring me a Twix or something, dude. Like, I don't know, bring me a Rolo, the king of candies. Like, bring me something that's actually got appetizing variables involved in its overall equation. You can pet all the animals in this game, in case you were wondering. What does Uncle have to say? You run into any Lucy arrows yet? Some folk think she's a bit funny, but with all this looking into the past and all, as if anything was different back then, but I guess everybody needs a hobby. All right. Let's go to bed. The game saves itself whenever you go to bed. And so we'll say that we want to wake up at like 7 a.m. There we go. I love the way that little window right there animates as you increase the time scale. You can definitely tell that this was made by a team that like knows what they're doing and has done like shipped big titles before and then swapped into the indie world. What do you have to say? Do you ever miss the shoe? Oh yeah, we grew up in a shoe, in case you didn't know. We grew up inside it. You know the old fairy tale, like the old woman that lived in a shoe? We lived in a shoe. I think the old lady died, or maybe she got like into some kind of gang-related warfare and caught a shank to the neck or something. Now we live here with our uncle. Morning, I'm off to the festival green to pay homage to Druida. Every week we make an offering on the goddess day so that she'll smile on us. And with summertide almost here, it's important than ever that we gain her favor. Why don't you meet me down there and I'll show you? It's about time you learned our ways. You won't get far in life without the blessing of the goddesses. He's also got another thing to say. The Vale's full of decent folk, even the lady with all the cats. Okay. I probably got the same chores today that I always have. So cook a recipe's on there. So gather some ingredients and craft any recipe at a stove. Feed the pig. I've still got to find that thing inside the crumble chalk mine. I do need to water a crop, so I'll probably see... Oh, I don't have any seeds, though, so I'm not going to be able to water a crop. Maybe I'll try to buy some... Maybe I'll go out to the village green and see if I can buy some seeds today. I've got $10, so that should be enough for a couple packs of seeds. Oh, the pig is given wandering privileges. Gotcha. I would like to dismount from the pig because I need to feed the pig. So there's a blueberry, little buddy. Do your thing. I don't think the pig likes the blueberries. Sometimes the pig gets like a little heart above his head. The pig makes you go faster. It's literally just fast travel without teleporting. You get yourself a speed demon pig out here, like a pig by Maserati, and you just jet around to wherever you want to go. All right, so we've arrived at the festival green. Let's see exactly what this event's got for us down here. So we came to the Druida Day Festival. I don't know if there's going to be... Oh, they're selling seeds. Nice. What seeds are you selling? I need seeds. Buy cabbage seeds. Yeah, I'll buy some cabbage seeds. Sure. I'll be a cabbage farmer. Maybe I'll be able to get rid of it somewhere. Do I have to talk to Uncle? Glad you could join me. There's a few things I can teach you that are more important than the rich... Or there are few things more important that I can teach you than rituals of the goddesses. How we worship determines how we live and what fate has in store for us. And it also allows us to construct giant, crude, wooden, terrifying effigies in the middle of town that will haunt the dreams of the small children until the winter arrives. Everywhere you go, you'll find goddess statues, where you can make an offering on a goddess day like this one, but what pleases one goddess may offend another. So take care and see what effect your offering will have. Whatever boons and blessings you earn last all week, but so will the misfortunes. So be sure to choose wisely and consult the statues to see where you stand with the goddess. Don't neglect them. If you fail to make offerings or insult them with bad gifts, you might find yourself jinxed or even cursed. Warzel Scrumpy keeps trying to catch flies now and then with his tongue. All right, so let's make an offering here. Let's see. So we've got Druida Boon, Soiled Goods. I'll probably do this one right here. So medium chance for any collected fruit to yield 2. So maybe she wants a fruit. I'll give her a high quality one. There we go. And so it looks like we got a Druida Boon, which is... medium chance for any collected fruit to yield 2 fruits instead, but crops take an additional day to grow. All right. For the next one, I'm guessing she likes fish, right? Or like animal products. Pets automatically fed and happy. Okay, so I can't offer anything on there. What about for this lady? Can I offer anything here? Oh, this is for fish. So we can get a 1-up, but all children in the household are now frogs. Okay, pond life, fish spawn rate increased, babies unlikely. Do I have anything? Oh, I have an Eggy. Nice. Okay, yeah, let's drop a Eggy on in there. All right, so we're unlikely to have kids, but that's okay because we are ourselves a kid, and so I feel like that's just kind of like confirming normality. Like, that's a thing that shouldn't be happening anyways. So, like, and then we've got slow sprouts, so it takes a little while for our crops to grow. But there's our offering. We've done the thing that we're supposed to do. Let's go back and farm. I've actually got things to plant right now, and the only recipe I know for cooking is like cabbage soup or something like that. And so that's why I bought all the cabbages, is because I would very much like to be able to at least move or sell some of the things that I currently have on me. All right, so now that we're back at the farm, I think that I would like to plant my kabajis. So let's get them kabajis moving. Planting in this game is really simple. You just walk up to a plot and you hit it, and that's it. It goes straight into the soil. It's already tilled. It's already fertilized. All you got to do is add water. So let's get our watering can out, which is already out. And I finally got my Chivo to get my $1 for watering crops. Huzzah is me. All right, we'll put that right there. Get these guys all nice and watered up. It looks like it's going to take 4 days for these to grow, though, with that nerf that we have on us. So that's a little bit of a bummer, but it'll be all right. I wanted to see what that other zone was up here, too. This game does have a fair bit of exploration, especially in the beginning of the game when you first arrive here. And they've kind of, the context of the game is actually pretty good because they're constantly explaining things to you. But explaining things to you has a reason, which is actually fairly important. You're new here. You've just moved here from far, far away. And so, like, I feel like the context works for the game, why your character doesn't know anything about anything, and why the game spends so much time sort of explaining stuff to you. Who is this guy? Oh, this place has, like, cool Viking music, dude. I mean, it's got lots of scary effigies over here. Is this interactable? It's got god rays, so it can't be entirely sinister. If there was no god rays here, I'd be a little bit more worried, but thank God there's god rays. I'll grab the map stones while I see them. On the day of worship seek, I withered a withered tree in secret deep. Okay. So maybe like an underground tree that only something happens to it on Souls Day. We'll keep an eye out for it. There's another map stone. The game does have a beautifully animated map, in case you didn't notice. Looks great, feels great, no problems with control. Everything feels tight and polished. Haven't really seen too many bugs while playing the game either, and I actually purposely, like, messed with this game. Like, I hit non-standard keys during dialogues, I opened menus during dialogues. I fiddled with it. Like, I tried to get this game to fail me, and so far, so good. Everything is nice, so kudos to you, game, for surviving the onslaught of me really, really, really trying to cause, like, messenger and, like, text-related errors. Good for you. A lot of games fail that test. Ooh, we got some mushrooms down there. I'll take that. Yup. I don't have enough money to blacksmith or anything right now, so I may give the day the old passaroonies, because I think I've done everything. Like, I don't think there's too many more chores for me to get done. I mean, I do need to still find... Oh, Crumble Chalk Mine was the one that I was in? Oh. Well, I can look for the earring then, or the wedding band or whatever it was. Did I walk right past it? It's kind of hard to tell with the lights out. You don't really get like a pop-up when you enter a zone that tells you what zone you're in. Let me scan around for a minute. Maybe I just... Oh, there it is right there. I literally walked over the top of it. I'm hella dumb. All right, fair enough. A little bit embarrassed, but I'm going to brush it off and I'm going to feel better. Why do we fall down? So we can learn to pick ourselves back up. It's fine. All right, so we need to drop this off with Jeffrey Black. And I'm pretty sure Jeffrey Black is actually like the smith's assistant. So he's not the blacksmith himself, but he is I think the salesman for the blacksmith, if I remember correctly. This game doesn't mark any of the NPCs on your map. You've just got to figure it out. That's pretty much it. I'll go ahead and fast travel. I don't know if that was actually faster, but I wanted to show you that cool animation for when you teleport. That was really the ulterior motive right there, is that I just wanted to show you the super clean teleport. Let's go to the blacksmith shop and see if we can make a little bit of money dropping off somebody's lost goodies. Oink indeed, pig. Oink indeed. I definitely mirror your enthusiasm for the day. Yeah, there he is. Nice. Let's go ahead and talk to him, and we will... Hi-ho, Silver Lightning. It's way we go. I can tell our friendship is the start of a beautiful journey. That or a quick trip around the block, eh? Have you ever wanted to be a smith? Oh, okay. He's already said that to me before. He's actually got a quest, though. I'm so run off my feet. I need a bunch of items, but I have no time to go get them. Can you help me out? I'll pay well. All right, thank you. What do you need? Oh, he's got hampered. Okay, so it looks like he wants apples, pears, and he wants strawberries. So we actually picked a good time to have a double harvest bonus. because we should be able to finish this off. I don't know if he's going to pay us or not, but I do have your wedding band or whatever. So there you go. I love the animation right there, too, for turning things in. And there's our $8. What that also means is that I can now afford to do blacksmithing. So I will do some blacksmithing. I want to see if the shovel is different right now. The shovel has the exact same minigame as previous. I think that meter right there tells you how well you did with, like, the various aspects. Let's go ahead and cool this thing off. Like, I don't think there's anything else to gain from this because we already filled up the meter. Oh, the shovel has less steps. Okay. So it looks like I did everything perfect on that one. I didn't miss any of the prompts. I got perfect on everything, I think. So it looks like we're limited by ore quality as well. We need to have a higher quality ore if we want to make that happen. But still, actually, let me see what the shovel sells for before I go too nuts with this. What does the shovel sell for? 3-star shovel sells for 6. Gotcha. Okay, so we only make 1 off of that because it had less steps than making a sickle. So I was curious if it paid less, and it does pay less. Let me see if I can work my way through some of this ore before the end of the day. And then we'll come back in the morning for our closing. I made a little bit of money off of blacksmithing. I only had time to knock out a couple of sickles. I like how the pig nods his little head while we're cruising, like he knows that he's dope, dude. Like he actually understands that he's like a porcine AMG. Like, this is a pig of high quality who understands his worth and is very difficult to take advantage of. All right, let's carry on to the north, and I'll give you my thoughts about the game. Honestly, Kynseed turned out great. They had some earlier periods in development where the game was rough, or at least that the final idea had not yet come through. Like, it wasn't, completely crystallized yet. It felt like a bunch of loose collaborations of parts that had been put together, but all the conjoining mortar in between the bricks had not gotten there. And I'm pleased to report that the 1.0 is quite good. I've only played about 2 hours or so, including the time spent on this video, but any more than that, and it's not an impressions video anymore. It's turned itself actually into a full-fledged review. And so anyways, my impressions of the game are positive. Everything from the artwork, to the flow of days, to the way that the game allows you to craft and play mini games, it is all satisfactory. If you're looking for something to scratch that Harvest Moon itch, or you are looking for something to take Stardew Valley's place in your heart because you've played it too much, this offers you a nice setting with some very, very nice quality of life additions, things to play around with, and also things that work a little bit differently, as well as exploration. The only thing that I can't really speak to yet is the combat, because I haven't gotten there, and unfortunately that's a fairly important component, I think, for some prospective buyers. And so at the end of the video, I'm forced to say that, like, I like the game a lot, but I've missed a component of it, so you may have to track down what the combat looks like just to find out a little bit further to see if that suits your fancy. Still, from the things that I've seen so far, I am excited to play the game. I'm excited to throw down on it, spend some time in Kynseed once I'm not working quite so much, and once my backlog is cleared out a little bit, and I think it's probably going to kill quite a few hours for me. My name is Splattercat. I sift through the pile to find what's worthwhile in the world of indie games every single day, so you don't have to. Today up on the chopping block, we were diving back on into Kynseed, a life-simulating RPG about living in a medieval village and going through multiple generations of a family that are trying to make their fortune and become adventurers and fulfill their destiny. I will catch you all tomorrow with something hot and fresh off the indie skillet, but up until then, I think it's time for me to go. Thanks for choosing me to spend your morning with, and I will catch you all tomorrow. Bye, folks.